Hello, everyone, and welcome to TF Live's coverage of the Open Division Grand Final for ozfortress Season 19. I am yauch. With me tonight is Donkeyhead, aka Finger in the Bum, aka I'm just going to call you Liz because your aliases are awful. And Sage is going to be on the production. Sorry, not on production. He's going to be on analysis tonight with Wiethoofd on production. How are you, Gramps? I'll introduce you first because I'm going to call you Gramps forever.
Hello, I'm on production, and welcome to our 20 FPS 400 ping stream.
Yeah, that sounds about right for your net, honestly, and then your dad starts streaming Netflix and the entire thing just blue screens.
Yeah, dude. Too real.
Yeah. Yep, and Liz making her TF Live debut as the expert. I'm going to call you the open brain open expert. How does that sound?
Pretty alright. I don't know if it's accurate, but I'm okay with it.
I'm pretty certain it's accurate, otherwise I wouldn't have said it, but
Sure.
welcome aboard. We'll get right into it, guys. So these are the two top teams in Open who are going to be fighting it out for a promotion into Intermediate next season, and they've both been looking very convincing in their division all season. They've been 1 and 2 the entire time, I think it's safe to say. Coming in as the top seed is the team MORTified, who are on the blue. I'm going to say that for your benefit and for Wiethoofd's. They will be coming in with a roster of Nexus on Scout, who I'm not going to call Bat Heavy. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to call him that. Zaichi, aka Mort, on the other Scout, a random dead dude on Roma, Seraph on Pocket, Huffy on Demo Man, and Max on Medic. And on the other side has been the number 2 team all season, who did get knocked down by MORTified in the upper page playoff, but they came back reasonably convincingly in the semi-final. That is Talk Smack Get Whacked, with Onage and Xylife on the Scouts. Onage being a more recent acquisition for that roster. Rift on the Roma, Woof on the Pocket, Too Easy on the Demo Man, and Meow on the Medic. I'm going to go straight to you, Liz. Who are the big players on MORTified, do you think? You've played a bit against them this season. Who are their best players to watch for?
For MORTified, I reckon a random dead dude's probably pretty good. I don't really know that much otherwise, but yeah.
That's cool. Gramps, you said before the game that you know a fair bit about MORTified, and they're coming in as the top seed. What do you think has been a big factor to their success so far this season?
So yeah, as Liz said, a random dead dude as a pickup has been doing wonders for him. He's been around for a while and he's got great DM, and he's had a really good showing this season. And somewhat recently, Mort has really shown his true colours and has been doing a lot on Scout. So I believe that will definitely be a contributing factor into the strength of MORTified.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Onage is a new acquisition on Talk Smack Get Whacked, and he's been, I don't know, it's been interesting to see him come into the side. They do have some very, very strong DM players on the side of Talk Smack Get Whacked. Rift has been around for ages, and I'm not quite sure where he's fit into the community for the majority of that time, but he is a very, very, very strong MGE type player. The same with Too Easy on the Demo Man. Those two will be big performers, I think, but these guys did get touched up a fair bit in the upper page playoffs, did Talk Smack Get Whacked, so we're going to need to see some of those players who are putting up some of the lower numbers, some are along the lines of, probably their scouts are really going to need to lift to the level of their explosive classes for them to be able to come back into this match and put up a good showing. I will quickly do the maps tonight because Wiethoofd has some fantastic new animations. MORTified coming in as the top seed got the first pick and ban advantage, and they picked Snakewater. Talk Smack Get Whacked picked Process, with MORTified deciding on a Gully Wash decider. So we are on map 1 here of the map 1 here of the grand final. That is Snakewater. Is there anything else you wanted to say, Gramps? I want to sort of invite you to pontificate a little bit while I talk to some people and tell them that they're good to go.
Not a whole bunch. Rift, an interesting player to see it open. He's been around for quite a long time. I remember scrimming against him when I was getting started in comp, and it's interesting in playing. I'm not super familiar with a lot of the players, I'll be honest, especially on the side of Talk Smack, but I don't know, if the games have been close, I'm hoping to see that represented here tonight. I'm also interested, I don't know. It should be cool to see, because this is my second Open Grand Finals that I've casted last season. I think it was Warpy Share versus Blackbird Sixes, and that was pretty one-sided from memory. So I'd like to see a bit of a closer open finisher for the season.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Anything else that you wanted to add, Liz? As I will give you the STV if you do not have it.
I don't have it, but not really much else. Sorry.
No, that's quite alright. We'll get into it very soon. I've given word that they can ready up in real time, so hopefully they will be going soon. I want to ask you a little bit about... Actually, there we are. So just click on that link, Liz, and you will be good to go. Seraph has been one of the big impact players as well on the side of MORTified, and I'm not just saying this because I mentored him and his team last season. He's coming off he was the previous best pocket in Open, and I know he likes to take those sort of fat pockety trades, so he will be another big player to watch, and he's probably going to be looking to match the damage output of Too Easy, and Huffy definitely on the demo man, no pushover either. Very, very solid across the board. I've got to say for MORTified, I'm going to prompt you for a prediction, Gramps.
I'm definitely going to predict, at least for the first map, a win from MORTified. I'm going to give it a confident 4-1, I reckon. That's where I'm going to sit on the first one. And I'm going to wait for the first map to close up before I give any other predictions.
Alright, so he's biding his time there with the predictions. Liz, what do you think is going to be the scene on this first map? What are your predictions?
I reckon MORTified are going to win as well. I don't know, maybe a 5-2.
Alright, so that's both some pretty confident predictions there on the side of MORTified. They definitely are coming in as the favourites here. I'm trying to get up the logs of their first map. They have actually... It was a closely fought thing on Process, which I know was the second map, with... honestly, it looks like that... I wouldn't even say a random dead dude sniping was the big factor there in that one, which is something we will definitely come in to see. He is a very, very good sniper. You sort of called him out as a player to watch, Liz. Have you seen him snipe this season? I know he actually did it against your team at one point this season.
Yeah, no, he's really good because he is a sniper main. Like, he played plat, but that's all I really know about him.
That's very fair. I'm just trying to get these logs up so we have a little bit more to talk about for this pregame, because they are being open and they are not readying up, for goodness sake. So yeah, we're actually seeing the first two maps that they played in the upper plage playoff played again here tonight. So I imagine the big ban process went something very similar. Map one of the upper plage playoff was between these two teams was Snakewater, and it was won with a very convincing 4-0 from MORTified, with Bat Heavy on the demo man actually putting up an extremely large amount of damage. He's back on the scout roll tonight, so that's interesting to see. Yeah, and like some weird roster flip-flopping as well. I know that's probably like a little bit typical of Open, but yeah, I don't know. This will be interesting because they have had some Talk Smack have had some very weird sort of roster changes and stuff coming into this. They didn't play with this roster in their previous match against your team, Liz, actually. I'm looking at it now. They played with Mackie on the pocket roll, I believe, and previous to that, they played with Rift on the pocket. So they've been changing things up and trying to see what works, and hopefully they found the correct combination here tonight. Would you say that Rift versus Woof on the pocket roll, Liz? What would you say about that one? Who do you think has a better chance in which role?
We're going live.
I sort of prefer Wolf on pocket, but I haven't really seen Rift play that much.
That's very fair. Yep, as we are going live, this is map 1 of the Open Grand Final for ozfortress Season 19. Open Grand Final, I already said that, but we are going to be watching both demos to mid here. Huffy significantly faster than Too Easy, going his own saw side. He's going to tag up Too Easy pretty heavily as both teams now start posturing for some position. Seraph is going to jump in a very, very long way and immediately get taken down, but he's going to trade out for a few frags there, and it looks like, oh my goodness, that is just such clean aggression there coming straight out from the side of Mortified. As Rift does find a return frag onto Zaichi, that is Mort. They are one and the same, but it does look like the remaining two players of TalkSmack are going to get out, despite the fact that they really don't have anything to lose, and Huffy finds Rift with a pipe there towards the end of that mid. Really, really strong there from Mortified. They were just able to... Seraph didn't look like he achieved much with his bomb, but what he did do was just allow Huffy to get 260 and just he plus forwarded. So we're going to see if they can get a force off here. TalkSmack defending their second. They're pushing it hesitantly the side of Mortified, who are tagged up as bot, and that's going to confuse me a bit tonight because that does not sound at all like their team name. Do you see anything there in particular on that mid-fight, Gramps?
A really nice bomb from Random Dead Dude, who I might end up calling Randy on accident, but they're already pushing in, so I'm going to probably hold my tongue because they're pushing in lower with the Uber, and they're going to get pretty aggressive with heals on Randy.
Yeah, but Xylife, importantly, did manage to get in through behind. He just managed to sort of squeak out of cheese unchecked and get straight onto the medic of Max on grass, and Max is forced to pop there. He did manage to juke a few shots, but one scout for a force is definitely a trade they'd be happy to take on the side of TalkSmack Get Whacked, as they are going to be coming up on the Ruben now. This is a sort of tenuous position to push out from, so we're going to see what they opt to do here. It's not an easy push to make. This is a last that is extremely prone to backcaps, and we're going to see one hiding spot already from a Random Dead Dude picking out Xylife in the lobby. He's probably just going to look to buy some time here as Too Easy gets Ubered out but dropped by his medic there, so that's disastrous from Meowie, who is probably going to get taken down here on the second as well, so that's an absolute car crash of an Uber out there from TalkSmack Get Whacked. Wolf, the only one left alive. Two spawners up on the field now. Rift is doing all that he can to delay, but 5 up on the side of Mortified, and they're just going to be able to... Actually, no, they're going to get the frags on the side of TalkSmack Get Whacked, but heal advantage really, really strongly in favour of Mortified there, and that's just going to be able to let Huffy stick himself off on the point, and that's going to be a quick first round. Liz, what did you see there on that last push?
I don't know, it was just sort of... It was really messy pushing out, and then it's a lot easier for them to push once they just didn't have players there.
Yeah, exactly. A bit of a... I don't want to call them out too early, but Meowie dropping their demo in the Uber there, that is less than ideal, as we're going to be on to mid-fight number 2. Very commanding first round there for Mortified. Too Easy is going to be tagged up again, but the soldiers of TalkSmack are going to take some earlier hide aggression. Nice direct there from Seraph onto the scout of Xylife. He looks like he should have, by all accounts, got minced there, but actually Rift is going to get a lot of penetration in with his bomb, and Max is going to get taken down by his opposition medic, as a matter of fact, but that will cue out the aggression from the side of Mortified, but bot-heavy, bat-heavy Nexus finds himself on a 2v1 in the mid. That alias is just going to trip me up consistently. He does not manage to win the 2v1 heroics, but that is quite alright here, as it's going to be even Ubers, and I hope we see Mortified defend second.
Yeah, that mid was interesting. Random Dead Dude got a really nice bomb, but he did end up missing his second rocket on the medic, and the entire time there wasn't a single person trying to help the medic survive him. Like, a single scout could have stopped the medic dying in that mid, and then they'd be pushing into second right now. But maybe a lack of coordination from the medic, maybe a misplay, but no one went to help, and then this soldier finally went down after cleaning up Meowie, so
yeah,
a bit awkward.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, but it did look like they were very conscientious of focusing forward their TalkSmack Get Whacked, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, because they did end up cleaning up towards the end. They did put out a lot of damage on that mid at the expense of their medic, so you win some, you lose some, so we're just going to see a little bit of a stalemate here. Liz, I'll pick your brain for a moment. In this sort of situation, I imagine we'll see Rift go for a bomb. Do they have any particularly proficient snipers or off-classes on the side of TalkSmack that you know of?
I know Xylife is pretty good, and Too Easy, I guess not when he's on demo, he's pretty good at sniper as well.
Oh, would he go sniper? I've met Too Easy on a few occasions. I wouldn't put it past him, but maybe not on a game quite this important, as they're going to try and peek Xylife out on the flank. There are Nexus and a Random Dead Dude, but we're going to see the bomb in from Rift. He gets a really nice jump out the window, but a nice surf there by Max down onto the ground puts him out of harm's way. But in the meantime, TalkSmack have been poking into this source side. Seraph has managed to avoid a lot of damage by all accounts, but they actually do end up popping off the Uber. I'm not really too sure what that was for. That was just really well done by Seraph there, even though he didn't end up dying. I'll come back to that, because the Uber is going to be popped out in kind from Mortified. They're going to find 2 frags apiece, and that is 2 soldiers down on the side of MORTified with one spawner coming up on the field now, but Onage is actually going to get farmed there from that sticky trap by Huffy, so that is a frag that they could not afford to lose, and that is almost definitely going to cost them mid now, with those 3 spawners still being a ways away for Talksmack Get Wacked, and both soldiers being back up the field for MORTified, and as expected, we do see Huffy just very aggressively, very proficient, locking them out with those stickies, and that will be a good mid retake. Despite Talksmack getting all their forward spawns, I think it will just be them resetting on second here. Yeah, interesting push. I want to give credit as well to Seraph. I'm not sure if you caught that, Grams, but he just he sort of solo held Sawside for a very long time there by himself, and he actually, despite having no support really and no heals, he managed to avoid enough damage to put out enough damage onto his opposition pocket to force the Uber. Meowie scared of dropping Woof there, which is that's a fair enough decision as a medic, but yeah, well played there by Seraph, hitting a lot of fat directs and avoiding a lot of damage, very importantly, as we're going to see a random dead dude go in for what I imagine is a force, and we'll see. Yeah, and we'll see what Talksmack want to do, and we'll see if Randy decides to come back on Sniper as well. Would not be surprised.
Yeah, they're already pushing through Saw. The thing I do see in 12 divisions is they don't set counter stacks much. They usually just try and take advantage when they are there. We're starting to break through. The Ubers are traded, and it is slightly going in the way of Talksmack right now, as they've lost a player and they have a lot of ground advantage. So Max being pushed out of Saw is a bit awkward. Oh my god, Seraph gets a really nice shot in the side life, and Soldier almost dies on the Saw side, but...
Oh, Max is getting very greedy there, and he's just going to manage to squeak out. He actually tried to finish off the frag onto Woof, I believe that was, on Saw side. His eyes lit up. That's quite a funny one. He did manage to just squeak out with his life there. Slight building and sort of by merit... Actually, I'm not even sure how they got that Uber advantage, but there is one on the side of Talksmack Get Wacked. It is going to be 6v6 now with the spawner coming in for MORTified, and they do want to contest this. Rift is going to be forced out by the bombing Seraph, but they're still very, very committed here on the Saw Room side. Talksmack Get Wacked, and Rift is going to recontest and is going to take down Seraph on that train, possibly overextended, and Rift needs to get punished here, otherwise this is very much bad news for MORTified, and they end up making the smart decision to just concede the point, knowing that they didn't have the health to really fight that. A random dead dude still behind. He's going to get a bomb onto Meowie, but he's going to get taken down after getting off only one rocket. Well played there, and with 2 soldiers down, they could definitely go with this, could Talksmack, and Max actually not up on his Uber yet.
How does he not have Uber yet? It's been easily over a minute. That's really weird. They're finally coming up on Uber now, and they're going to get a trade as long as he just drop. He does not drop, and Uber does come popped out. Players are trying to flee, but soldiers are getting destroyed on point, but they're re-pushing. A good collapse and reform, but there's not a whole bunch going their way as 3 players
nice
go down.
Seraph as well.
Yeah, so
sorry.
Just got Demo. Demo is going to be backing, and that'll be a successful last hold, and probably a second push.
Yep, that's exactly right. That is a very solid, just sort of playing the heal advantage, playing the positional advantage, not overextending there. A very sort of solid last hold from MORTified with some flex DM coming out of Seraph already. He's like, he wants to flex those small Asian boy muscles and see what he can get done. Yeah, so we will probably... They're only up on a 20% Uber advantage. That's been something I've been noticing, and I want you to keep an eye on it for me, Liz. The sort of building coming out and the play coming out of all these medics. Max has had some of the jukes and the flashy medic play so far, but his building has been a little bit less than optimal, and it's sort of lost them some advantages that you think they should have, or made things a lot closer, as he's actually going to get taken down very, very, very low by Spam. And a random dead dude very, very far forward in the kitchen, but they are actually going to Uber straight out. That's a very aggressive call there by Seraph, and I don't think it was the right one, because they are not going to be able to find a single thing with this Uber, and they're probably going to get countered Uber not, and indeed they are. Max has been caught too far in, and he is not going to be able to get anything done, as Xylife takes out both members of the combo, as he's finally going to get taken down by Nexus, but I think that's the only frag that they are going to find for MORTified, as their 2 remaining players of a random dead dude, the spawner, is actually going to get onto the medic. Really well played there by a random dead dude, and Nexus is going to have a little bit of a peak on the point, but he's unable to do anything here.
Yeah, so that was a good play by random dude. There was really awkward, because I think what happened was an initial sticky trap that dropped Max down to below 50, and then Spam after that from too easy ended up bringing him down to 20. And instead of maybe thinking it over, they decided to aggro Uber, because because they did have a decent chance to Uber there. I think they discounted the fact that the ad had been diminished by building, and then they just got re-Ubered on. It was a very risky play, and it did not pay off in the end.
Yeah, it's exactly right. We're going to see them building up about a 30% Uber advantage here, but Tuizi is actually going to be taken down very, very low onto 3 health, actually, so any sort of damage, any liquor damage, any shot would have taken him down there. I think that was under where he ate all that spam, but they've got to be very brave to try this push out, have MORTified, and indeed they are. If they look down, they can get 2 frags, but Tuizi is going to be able to get out, and they're actually flooding the flank. One 1v1 there from Mort onto Onage, and that's a really nice rocket there by Seraph as well onto Xylife to totally negate that back cap. They were dicing with death there, were MORTified, and they still might be in a lot of trouble as Meow is going to get forced, but again, dropping that demo man in these Uber exchanges is less than ideal. There's a lot of fighting going on from a lot of fronts here, and Seraph is behind. Rift is going to get taken down, and Meow is going to be backing away, but Seraph, he is hungry like the wolf, and he's just going to get bounced away. The second rocket does manage to find Meow, and Onage is going to get taken down again by a combination of both of the scouts there from MORTified. Liz, what have you been seeing so far, friend? Give us the open analysis.
Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of, I think Red is doing a better job of building because they were like arrow building as well. And then Max did a really dumb thing by just trying to cap the point by himself. But I guess it worked out. It was just sort of dumb.
Yeah, exactly right. It's sort of a very, I don't know, not a high percentage play for as far as his team is concerned, but he is up on a big Uber advantage here, and more importantly, arguably, Tuizi is still dead. They're holding very, very close here, Talk Smack, and they could get caught with their pants down here, but they are going to be able to back up. Seraph could have, if he was really feeling the big bad pocket sort of playstyle, he could have poked into a lobby there and just taken the fattest solo of his life, but he is going to show mercy on these Talk Smackians and let them retreat to last now, thinking that they are safe, but this Uber advantage should be coming in soon. Meowie is actually getting very close to their Uber though, and Onage is up on the sniper. How's Onage on the sniper, Liz? He's not a player I'm terribly familiar with.
You know, I don't think he's outstanding, but he's probably alright.
Yeah, right. He's given it the old college go, the old college try. Good on him. Very fair, as they are actually up on the Xylife heavy as well as a little bit of a contingency. Onage peeking, sort of, he's very alone there. They're holding very passively. Talk Smack on, despite the fact that they're not at Uber advantage anymore. They're just holding. If they were to bomb in a random dead dude from under, as he just does to a sticky trap on a shutter door. There are normally sticky traps on those things, but that's alright. He'll probably just be coming back as sniper. They could very easily isolate the frag onto that sniper, possibly trade it out, depending on how quickly Rift manages to react to it. But
play here.
Yeah, they're peeking, and like you said, they do sort of. Oh, Seraph, that's sad. You poor sad boy, as he gets popped up and dies to the fall damage. And yeah, as you said, Talk Smack, they are not about these counter sacks. They just really want to push out. A random dead dude has a sightline from grass. Nexus is going to get taken down, but he's going to get traded out for Rift. That is a frag, a piece there. They still have the heavy on last to Talk Smack. Meow playing very safe, playing a bit of Crouch Fortress 2 there, hiding from the sight line. But that's a very good shot there onto Onage from a random dead dude, asserting, saying, you know what, I am the sniper in this. As Zaichi's going to get a long way in and get a fair bit of damage out into the medic. Tuizi's going to get taken down, and a random dead dude's going to find the frag onto Xylife. Really well played there by Seraph, and a random dead dude just sort of farming by merit of DM. Meowie has yet to pop their Uber, but pocket down as well. It is just the Roma and the medic. Onage is going to be spawning up on the heavy. Seraph is going to go in and take the Uber trade, but they really need to focus that frag onto the heavy. He's bouncing the heavy away from the medic excellently, and in comes Huffy now, but Huffy just gets absolutely farmed. They got very, very greedy there with that last push. Did MORTified, and nothing is going to come of it except for a dead sniper towards the end of it. It's unfortunate there. They did get the end of the better end of the trades, but they didn't account for the spawn times. As Max is going to he is going to just manage to squeak out there at the expense of his scout, but yeah, a little bit greedy. They got caught by the spawners, Gramps.
Yeah, definitely. That sniper play was huge, but they just overplayed, got in too aggressively. They should have just, played heals and destroyed them there, but yeah, they got a bit greedy, overplayed the point, and just got crushed by damage.
Yeah, they could have very easily used that better trade to sort of vie for positioning there and use that to get a little bit more done, but alas, they got excited. And
they're at a disside here, and actually very aggressive considering, like, you'd think Max might be a little bit further back as well.
It shouldn't be a huge diss out. I don't know if you've seen any of what's going on, Liz, but I'm seeing Max walking around just sort of not with beam on players sometimes, healing a lot of very buffed players, and he's going to come up on his Uber. They're going to let him get it to talk smack, get whacked, but I genuinely think that that's not an Uber advantage that they should have had by any means. That's just sort of by merit of adequate building, where Max is sort of, I don't know, he's a bit questionable on the side of the building of things. Liz, I don't know if you have any more insight as Seraph is going to get caught, but traded that for a demo man. Liz, do you see what happened with the meds, or...?
Yeah, I don't know, Max just sort of seems to walk around a lot and just not stay with players. I guess players meant to stay with him, but it's just sort of a lot of running in between.
Yeah. They're actually going to farm 2 in the saw room there. Only's going to find a random dead dude, probably a little bit overzealous there, and bot heavy Nexus is going to go down. I'm going to just say that over and over again. As they are going to take the trade onto Huffy, but there are no players for MORTified on even remotely in the area. Well played there by Zaichi, very selfless team play to just sort of do that scout nipping at the heels thing, say, hey, look at me, and manage to get his combo out there. So well played there by Mort. But they are going to be at an even player sort of situation here, holding Saw. Rift is poking the lower area, but I imagine we'll just see a reset here.
Yeah, definitely. We have 2 players down, they'll both synchro spawn, so they'll be up at the same time, but I don't know. It's definitely a case of like what you see in low divisions. It seems that most players definitely do have enough DM to be winning these fights, but they just don't seem to really grasp what they need to be doing, taking the advantages when they have them. And those issues are showing. Just stuff like a lot of players are getting caught out of position where they obviously shouldn't be and stuff like that. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see like how they work off stuff like this, because the Uber, like right now, like they are pushing off the Uber ad. I don't know if they even knew they had Uber ad, or was another case of the weirdness happening on the side of team name blanking. MORTified's med. I was thinking something to do with bot. You were right, but yeah. So I don't know. But the Ubers are even, so we'll probably see player trying to get aggressive on at least either side. So far, it's been a random dead dude doing that from what I can see.
Yeah, they're having a little bit of a... they're playing footsie a little bit on the grass area there, on the flanks of both teams, but it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of much going on at all, really. This is looking very stalemate here, as we do have about 18 minutes gone in this first map here of the ozfortress 19 Open Grand Final. It is 1-0 to MORTified, as Rift is going to bomb in, and he's going to find a bit of damage onto his opposition Roma, but not a whole lot more really, as he's going to get taken down.
Definitely. Random dead dude, no fear, he's just getting straight in, he's jumping through the... Oh my god, that's very ballsy. He just had no fear, I can't believe what I just saw. He didn't check traps, he shot a doorway, jumped off doorway, straight past the demo man and tried to get onto somebody. Fearless play at least. At the very least, I'll give him an award for balls, but he's gonna have to come up.
Alright, well, balls award going onto the man changing out to sniper, but Seraph's actually gonna, Seraph has been dying a lot, it's safe to say, for a pocket, but he's been managing to put out a lot of damage, make his life worth a lot, and he again manages to trade out for the demo man. That's something that I've seen multiple times during just these sort of spam exchanges, so well played there by Seraph to manage to isolate those. I pronounced that really weird. Sort of managed to isolate those snipers, as random dead dude spawning on the defensive sniper. He's going to find a pick onto the medic, actually. That's Meow down, and that is full Uber advantage there in favour of MORTified, and they're going to be on their way in now. Max is going to be milking this for all it's worth. Rift is going to get taken down by the SMG. I don't want to give him too much credit there. There are traps on the boxes, though, but they are not going to be able to find anything, as it is just too easy, sort of hanging around, and Meow on the forward spawn. Meow, my goodness, you need to run! Oh no, this could be disastrous, and the combo is going to die, and they are not going to get a force. That is a late death as well for Too Easy. That's just a little bit of situational awareness lacking there from Meow to not walk out of forward spawn at that time. That's really unfortunate, as we're going to see.
So early in lore.
Yeah, and they're going to be taking the Uber in lower, as I was just focusing on the sniper 1v1 because I am an idiot, but that is going to be 2 frags found in favour of MORTified, but they're going to be crowding the point here. Talksmack get whacked, and they're managing to find a couple of frags. Frags being traded out, and 2easy's up on the spawn with his medic, those 2 very late deaths, but it's going to just be Max versus the demo, and Max is looking like he could probably win this. Just stand on the point, Max, for goodness sake! This is so derpy, and the spawner of Rift is going to be able to take down Max. Oh, goodness, that's unfortunate.
Won it. That's a real shame. Demo goes down all the way down to 11 HP, and at that range, like, you gotta keep in mind, like, the pipes and everything, like, that's a lot of self-damage. It was such an awkward, just a painful to watch fight. But they do flunk the last push.
Liz, you've had a season of Open Medic Extraordinaire. How do you want to approach Max about that one? How does he need to improve his DM? What did you do to get such extraordinary DM? As we're going to see big pre-fight
just needs to get better.
He just needs to get good?
Yeah.
Alright, you heard it here first, but they are going to be starting to get a bit of urgency about them. Talks might get whacked, but they are going to be whacked for it. Honestly, as it's going to be a trade out, a combo trading for a flank there. That is not ideal. Demo Man and Pocket for Talksmack get whacked down. Seraph's going to be taking it in. He and Huffy are going to be able to combine for the frag onto Meow, putting out a lot of damage there. Max is going to go down. Frag's being traded all over the place, but with a scout on a buff, Huffy's doing a fair bit of damage there. He's not going to be able to make it out, but he manages to put a solid dent into the remaining spawners, and that's sort of been the story of a lot of these last pushes from MORTified. They're getting caught by the spawners, and it's especially none more so than that last push. So we're going to see a random dead dude hiding here next to the crate. He sees some sticks being shot, but they're being very, very tentative about it. Talksmack, and Seraph's going to die.
There's no excuse for that. You just made a bad call, jumped in and died. They're gonna stop moving. Random dead dude's still in a position to absolutely destroy, and he gets Meowie straight away. Oh, and he kind of gets Huffy ends up trading for Orange in the processor. But where are all the players dying on?
They've pushed in. It looks like they pushed in from kitchen. They did the flank of Talksmack get whacked. Like they just nice pipe there by Huffy. Really, really well played, my dude. Rift is a long way, but no, he's in kitchen. I thought it was further behind than that. My thing's lying to me, but that's very interesting. They I don't know. I'm not sure whether to commend or sort of scold the play there of Talksmack get whacked, because they did get all those frags from committing a lot of players to the flank, but by doing so, they very much sold their medic out. And just allowed him to die very, very casually to a single soldier who was hiding. And yeah, that is going to be Mort going down with the 2easy spawner coming up now. Seraph going to go down as well, and that's not ideal. Huffy is going to continue to absolutely farm dudes with his pipes. He's been playing very well. He's going to get taken down finally by Wolf. Max is going to go in and try and save his player. Max, what are you doing? That is not a worthwhile trade in any time or situation. He's going to die very, very late there, and what they need to do here, and this is something I've seen from watching their games a little bit, is we're going to see Mort on the spy. They need to not get caught on different spawn waves here to MORTified, because they tend to be caught on last holds with multiple players having already died. They're going to be able to trade out frags, but they need to make sure that they are keeping the worthwhile players alive, as Huffy is insane!
Huffy, I don't know what that play was, but it worked. He trades himself for both scouts, and that's going to absolutely stop any aggression. Maybe not, as they're not looking to fight this. Oh, they have a spy? I missed that.
They have a spy. Zaichi Mort spawned on the spy, but they need to get Rift off the point here. They shouldn't be giving this point up for free. As we're going to see Nexus coming out and trading that, but I think with the heal advantage, he should be able to take this down, but Rift is not about to die, as he finally does get taken down by the soldiers coming in to clean up and save the day, as Zaichi with the very, very long Kong is going to find a pocket, I suppose you can say that's worth, but that is 3 picks there in favour of MORTified, as they are going to be pushing in from this catwalk side. 2easy is sticking the wrong door, my friend, and Seraph is going to take his fat positioning with his fat overheal, and they're going to be capping up on mid. Here are MORTified with their spy superstar spawning up very quickly, and they do have an Uber advantage, but they need to use it quickly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they use it, 'cause so far the pushes from MORTified have been a bit awkward. They also have Mort off the spy now, so oh my goodness, Seth gets oh my god!
I hope he's haunted. I hope you talked it too easy.
So someone just got, oh my god, Severus, Jesus, I don't even have words, he got absolutely destroyed. And I wouldn't say, no Kenneth play yet, he's trying to get aggro and grass, but he's not looking to lose his life. It looks like they're just going to play off this with the Uber trade, but I don't know if that's smart, because Seraph's going to be in the fight in just a second as he's just come up and spawns. It took a bit of time to do this, and the Uber should come out.
Behind as well. This is being fought on all fronts here. Random Dead Dude has actually managed to push them forward, but yeah, Meow is yet to pop their Uber. So that's going to be a much later pop, and they do the right thing here, do Mortified, and just back out of there. They don't want anything to do with that. But Huffy is just going to continue to farm people with pipes, as he's going to find Rift, and Too Easy is going to get taken down by one of the scouts as well. That Scout Straggler, two Scout Stragglers are going to be caught out on grass, but the combo of Mortified is actually wrapped around back to the Saw, and they're going to be able to block mid. I think I missed something.
A random dead dude stuck in the door and he's spawned. Welcome to Team Fortress 2, everybody. Can he backspawn from there? The scouts couldn't leave spawn because he had
and he just has to kill Bite at the end.
Oh my god, dude. The source engine is flawless. So people ask me why I like cast open. This is why I like to cast open. So
the open players manage to make these things happen somehow. It's just, they've got a knack for it, and I want to credit the entire open division for just managing to do these things that no one else manages to do somehow. Meow was a long way in. I think they were caught behind where the combo of Talk Smack and Get Wacked, but they're going to be pinched trying to retreat there by the scouts who have just put out some serious work from the side of MORTified, as they're going to be capping up on their second point here. Importantly though, Max did die, and he's going to be spawning slightly earlier, but not spawning with anyone, so Ubers will be virtually even here. I kind of like to see Max spawn on crits in this situation, as he forgot to take forward spawn and didn't pick up a crit, so I'm just going to shake my head and express my disappointment there. But yeah, Liz, haven't checked in on you in a little while. What have you been seeing? Anything that we've missed?
Probably not. Max did die to a trap.
Okay, yeah.
With the 96%, which is pretty sad, but that's sort of it.
That is pretty sad. That's a sad Max. That's unfortunate.
There's just something really funny about him being stuck in the door, but there was a little gap opening the door that you could just see two scouts' feet trying to walk past.
Yeah, they just kept bumping their heads. It was fantastic. They couldn't get out, and he ends up doing the team thing and kill binding. So,
if I was in his position, I would have refused. Like, I'm not ruining my stats for the team.
Speaking of ruining their stats for the team, Rift's going to try and do the Roma thing, getting very, very cheeky, but the Ubers are actually going to be traded out there. And I don't know if that's a really heads-up play or a little bit of luck there coming out
Nexus.
From... Nexus is on the back cap, though. He's just going to be able to get it. I was just about to commend that Talk Smack Get Whack push out, because I don't know if it was them recognizing that they hadn't been building very well, or if it was just a little bit of urgency, but either way it was a right decision and it was going well, but they just didn't cover their exits. As that's, I don't know, I don't agree with that. This is a grand final, dude. You don't roll out to mid as spy. I'm not
they have
a fan.
A sniper. So here's the thing, right, is that they have a minute 40, so they're receiving fun, they know they can't lose. But Max hits a nice 7s 5s. Spy's straight on the medic. He's on Meowie. Meowie doesn't see him straight away. She oh my god! So she gets cleaned up by around the dude. It's just a sniper and a scout. The sniper's just chilling on timber. It's being body blocked, unable to escape, and the good matches are being called. They could see another round coming out here. Yeah, Huffy is just. This is the thing that Huffy has been doing so much. I'm not super well acquainted with Huffy. I don't know much about him, but he's been doing so much just in terms of damage, just getting cool frags for the stream. So
yeah, I had a fair bit to do with Huffy last season, so we're just going to be able to get into dead time here. What was that? Sorry?
I'm sure you taking credit for an open player's frag. How
dude, I'm going to take credit for all it's worth. The only thing I'm not going to take credit for is Seraph getting airshot, but that's alright. You can't win them all, Seraph. You did your best. As Max drops with the stats. Well played. There's 30 seconds left. This is dead time, but yeah, I really want to. I don't know. This has been an interesting one. Huffy is very much a core piece of this team, and hasn't quite been the same with him not playing a few of their matches. But he's very much a team leader and an in-game leader in the sense that he is calling and he is able to really.
Yep. You want to stop speaking?
sorry, yeah, as he does, like, really manages to sort of, what would the word be, like, corral a team around himself and be the center, and I don't know, this is, I'm not too sure. Snakewater's always been a very soldier-centric map as far as I'm concerned, as that is going to be time, and that is going to be 2-0 in favour of MORTified. That's a better result for TalkSmack Get Waxed than in the upper page playoff, but again, Huffy, just a very core, very sort of central player to the process, and he's been really showing up on what isn't conventionally considered to be the best demo map, so well played them, as we will flick over the logs shortly.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to me, because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to expect to see Huffy doing a lot of damage, to be honest. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, and you are not going to be disappointed there with the big 9.7k, 16 for 5 on Huffy. Too easy, not too far behind. 16 for 15, a fair few more deaths, but very similar damage numbers. And then a random dead dude on the Roma doing a fair bit of work himself, going even with the KAD and 8.8k.
Yeah, Huffy and the only difference between Huffy and Too Easy's stats mainly is their deaths. Too Easy actually was dying a lot, especially to those Seraph trades in stalemates. Leave that where it lays, but we'll see what. I don't know. So one thing I'm noticing is the scouts are not delivering a lot on the side of Smack right now. I mean, the whole scout leaderboard, because there was a lot of stalemates during it, but I don't know, like, Xylife going 13 to 19 and dropping 150 DPM is not what you want your scout to be doing.
It's funny seeing, I don't know, Xylife, he did have some very flank-centric plays and was very much playing the flank scout. It's funny to see the huge difference in frags between Onage and Xylife, despite neither of them really doing much damage at all, honestly. Like, the two bottom damages in the server by a fair margin, like Nexus sort of in the same ballpark, but they are
getting good cleanup at least, though.
Yeah, it means he is getting good cleanup, but it means that he is also, I don't know, when you see stats like that and then you see damage numbers but deaths like that on your demo man with Too Easy, I think that you need to sort of show up a little bit more and honestly, like, just sort of insert yourself into the game a bit more. I'm not super impressed. They're going to need to lift on process, which is a much more, a more scout-centric map, I would argue. So we'll flick over to the medic stats quickly. Liz, do you see anything on the medics that you want to write home about?
I mean, they both dropped, and like why, but apart from the sniper ones. But other than that, it's pretty normal.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Both of those flank scouts getting a not many heals, but that's alright. That's the flank scout life as we are heading over to map number 2, which was processed. This was a much closer one in the upper page playoff, going 4-3 in the way of MORTified in the end. So, as opposed to Snakewater, which was originally a 4-0, but having only got the 2-0 here in the first map of this grand final, this could bode well for TalkSmack Get Whacked. But what do you think they really need to improve to get into this one? Liz, what do you think that they need to sort of, who needs to lift for them to perform on process?
I don't know, I think if they just get their scouts to do more and just play around the team more, I guess it would probably end up being better for them.
Yeah, I think that's a fair enough assessment. Gramps, do you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Basic stuff like scouts on the side of Smack do need to be doing a lot more. Especially Onage taking quite a bit of heals, considering I think he took over 20%. Yeah, he just took 20 on that mark. And not hitting 200 APM with 20% heals is pretty sloppy. You can't really be sinking that many heals into a player that's not getting as much done.
Which player was that, sorry?
Onage taking 20% heals and doing under 200 DPM as scout.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
20% heals?
Yeah. Well, unless stats are broken for me. Yeah, 20% on scout, 20 demo.
Christ!
Crikey!
That's like, because, no, just to not interject there, but I've got a player in the know who's just messaged me saying that they sort of, typically Meow doesn't heal her scouts as much as some other medics do, but like seeing that and then seeing, I don't know, his damage numbers isn't super duper. Yeah, I don't know, yep, so Onage definitely one that needs to lift and like sort of, I don't know, not have as much fear with his heals, not just be sort of like that 185 constantly standing behind players and chipping things to death. He needs to actually use that health for something. You can take a rocket and a half with 185 health, then go in and do it and get as much done as you can.
Yeah, for sure. So, I don't know, among other things, like, I feel like that's the main thing. Like the scouts need to be doing that stuff. And I don't know. Just like look for cracks on the side of like. I'm not gonna lie though. It's what are they? MORTified aren't an unbreakable shield. There are cracks in their thing. Nexus has told me personally that he doesn't think he's that great of a scout player. You could be pushing flanks, just stuff like that. You could be breaking through, finding weaknesses in the thing. Because right now it just kind of seems like a mindless back and forth DM fight. And if a team just employs some strategy, they could really, I don't know, pull some rounds up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. One thing that I do want to sort of touch on the side of MORTified is Seraph. He's been a very sort of he has had impact and he's got some very sort of important frags for his team, but I think that he does need to sort of play a little bit more conservative with his heals. In the sense that as we are not going live, those are just a medic and demo men baiting me. He needs. I reckon that they have sort of got a little bit overzealous and a bit too enthusiastic with some of their pushes on the side of MORTified, and it's ended up getting them caught with their pants down. So I think Seraph, as the big fat pocket that he is, he needs to sort of take a breath and not just fling himself into a lot of these situations. So that is one thing that I'd like to see him adjust coming into this map, especially considering like there's a lot of ground to cover in a map like Process across all the points, so he can't afford to really go in deep and get himself baited too far forward. And if they are able to make that adjustment and sort of just calm down on some of their pushes, I reckon MORTified can definitely have a strong showing. As it looks like we've had a pause so just in the beginning of the game. As it looks like, so they would have gone live in real time, and I'm looking at it, there's a few players with, like, everyone's on very low points in the server, so, yeah, so, looks like they've gone live very, very, like, paused very soon into the map, which is interesting, which means we have to talk about this a little bit more. I don't really want to do that. Liz, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about regarding these two teams, or anything, really?
I have no idea.
Wait. You're new here. What's your favorite color?
Green.
Nice.
Thank you.
Oh god, that's right.
For those who don't know, Asian Fortress pre-game grand finals. Wait, it's an unpause. So they're going to be.
Don't worry, we're still in pre-game.
Yeah, they're still in pre-game. So Asian Fortress grand finals. I think it was 50 minutes of pre-game because the teams were arguing, and I think we had to talk about we ended up going 4 colors deep of our favorite colors and our least favorite colors. So, yeah, favorite food.
Jesus Christ.
That was a mess. But
that was that other game. I think it was the upper semi for Age of Fortress, which had an even longer pre-game because Chio's like his whatchamacallit internet thing wasn't working, but we have gone live, so we'll see the pause, the root of this pause relatively quickly, as Huffy is going to be making just about the same time as Too Easy, but he's going to get bullied off his pack. No, they're both going to get their packs, in fact. This is looking very funny, as it looks like they're going to mirror each other's mids for most of this part, but they're stacking a lot of players on the left-hand side, MORTified on their own pack, but Onage is going to plus forward, and he's going to find the opposition roamer, and he is actually going to be able to push forward across this side, and Frag's being traded off relatively evenly at the moment. Onage has found 2 already so far this mid, and he's going to be able to find a 3rd, and actually, yeah, so really well played there by Onage. Just sort of, he is on low health, but he's chasing those frags, and that's what I like to see. Huffy is just sort of like wheeled around and got into a melee duel, which he does end up losing with Too Easy, but that is a very convincing mid win there from Talk Smack Get Wacked, as we see Seraph's mumble crashing, and that is the reason for the pause. Random Dead Dude just taking some pot shots with the sniper, but they need some defensive classes here to MORTified.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, we wasn't to come out because Random Dude just smacks as outlined. We're gonna still getting forward. This is a thing I've been noticing actually a couple of times they've done, is they've lost a player in this and they're still getting aggro to play with this thing, and it's kind of questionable because they're just basically asking to be sacked on or something. So watching Random Dead Dude, I'm hoping he can get a good pick onto the medic when they start peeking here. And he delivers it. They break into lobby. I'm definitely a psychic and not using production hacks, so they're walking through. The medic and the soldier have gone down, and Saichi Elder Heavy has gone down as well. And Onage, so they're just sacking, trying to get in, and we see a reach, but Xylath actually really, like, on the thing. You might be going for a back cap here, which no one's in a great position to stop.
A random dead dude is back there and is going to be able to take the jewel, but it is going to be one out by Xylife. Zaichi up on the spawner. Zaichi's going to manage to block the point. Well played there. Not tracking the spawns was Xylife. Unlucky. Probably got caught napping a little bit there, but that is going to be 2 picks as well as a full Uber advantage there for MORTified, as they are going to be pushing in mid. They're very scared of this 4 stickies that aren't really particularly close to them. Come on, guys, you can clear these stickies. I believe in you. As yeah, it looks like they are just going to manage to bomb through. Too Easy's quite far forward. He's watching his very aggressive traps, but these stickies are still causing them so much grief. Come on, guys. If Huffy does to that second trap, then no.
100 still to them. Like after all that, they Uber, but it's really uncomfortable.
For next to nothing. Mort is Rift is going to get caught out by a random dead dude, and Huffy is actually going to die to Onage, who's having himself a game so far. He sort of listened to our analysis in the between the maps there, and he's really lifting. He's going to get taken down in turn, but a random dead dude is going to get the melee kill onto Meowie. Well played there by him. Wolf is going to get taken down on the other side of mid, trying to equalize the advantages, my friend Snazzy says. Too Easy is going as well to try and equalize the advantage, and Xylife is going to get chased out there, not really able to get in and get a look at Max. But that is going to be Max up on a 50% over advantage there, so yeah.
There was a weird exchange there where Too Easy was getting in and he got onto the mech, and Xylife was in a position where he looked like he was half gonna sack, but he just kind of watched Xylife die, not Xylife, Too Easy die there and didn't actually commit. Just confusing. I'm not gonna drop the bait word. It was a weird play, but up on the super ads, we're gonna hopefully see them push, but if I've seen anything in the last 30 minutes, it's failed Uber pushes, so...
That's exactly right. Yeah, it looks like they're going to sort of poke their flank into lobby now, as I think their combo's looking door 2, but there are some stickies, Seraph. You have to turn and see the stickies, Seraph, but... I don't know, they're taking a little while here, and there is an engineer up around the left spawn door from the defender's perspective, and that's... I don't know about that sentry position. I don't know if it covers much of the point, honestly, but I don't know, it's what they've opted to go with. Seraph is still taking a very, very long time here. Max is so far away, I don't think they know they have the super advantage. This is not good.
Yeah, I don't know, definitely a low div mistake, maybe lost trap Ubers in a weird exchange. They're sacking, and they have Uber ad. The med just came up on
Meow Uber. Just got Uber as... Yeah. A random med was in the air. That's I don't know who's calling the Ubers there, but that's a bit of a rudimentary mistake there from MORTified, sort of throwing away an opportunity to very, very good push. Rift is going to be peeking Nexus, and Nexus is going to get taken down very low, as is Rift. There's nothing really going to come of it, but they're really reluctant to do anything off this one pick, and off the back of their sort of willingness to trade Ubers out and try and get their entire team out to second off that, like, in those sorts of situations. If they are going to do anything, it's a push. But, yeah, they just seem to be opting on the side of nothing at the moment.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, this is a best of 3, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. I was just... so... I'm interested to see the Ramdet dude... He's sacking again. He's on the medic. He kind of messes up his bomb. Him not getting the force there was kind of on him, because him missing his first rocket kind of messed it up. Only on the sniper, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Random Dead to get on top, because he's been doing so much with it. And Reflex goes down to stickies. Oh, yeah, he drops pushing out.
Yeah, well played there by Huffy. Not really much awareness there from Wolf to check above a door when you're pushing out there for the sticks, and there's going to be a lot of players going down. Importantly, Onage is up on the sniper, which I don't really think that there's anything much going on there, but they are actually going to get caught out by that weird sentry spot, which is going to find 3 frags, and that's going to be disastrous, with Onage cleaning up a couple there towards the end after he switched off sniper, which is a weird decision from the get-go, but a random dead dude is the only one alive, first to die, first to spawn, and that sentry, I knocked that sentry position, but I am wrong.
So, we have a timeout from a random dead dude, so we might see a pause, but... Oh no, that's not... ignore me, but... It's... That sentry did so much, and you can't let a sentry do that much, it's embarrassing. But... apparently, John... Too Easy called that there were no traps, and... The Meowie, she just walked out, got... dropped. So that's always an unfortunate thing to happen. Only actually gets cleaned up, so... See what ends up transpiring, because it looks like they're trying to see an opening, but none are showing themselves so far.
Is this you can keep talking, Grabs? I have to respond to a thing.
Okay. Admin yauch. So they're gonna be with the spawn up, no sacks or anything have really come out, but it looks like they're gonna try and get forward in IT maybe? They're starting to move forward and maybe not. They were looking forward over to it, but they've decided to kind of just chill back on point, maybe wait for a random did do something. Random did do's on no items. Okay, so his item server must have bugged out because he timed out. So he's playing shotgun soldier right now, so he might be on the pocket roll until he respawns or until his items get spotted out. So we probably won't see another bomb from him unless he's feeling very ballsy, because bombing with shotgun is a bit awkward. Anyone who plays Logic can attest to that. But Rift's getting forward in sewers. Looks like he's going for a sack play. We'll see if he can get anything done, because it doesn't look like anyone's keeping an eye on it. Okay, no more is, I lied about it, but he's still going to get onto max and hit a decent rocket who drops him down to 90, but he gets cleaned up, and we're going to probably see a re-aggression here from the side of MORTified. They're breaking through choke, and Random Dead do make the most of his shotgun and clearing the traps on choke. They're starting to break through, the soldier's already in. He's getting focused, stop baiting your team, guys, get in!
Yeah,
my
poor
God.
Seraph there. That was a massive bit of bait from his team. Random Dead Dude really needs to sort of follow up there, as does Huffy, to like not put Seraph out on an island there, because he did the right thing.
Oh.
Too easy. He's going to absolutely smack Huffy. Demo Man dominance asserted for the time being. Ubers are going to be traded out, but Random Dead Dude needs to leave, as he's going to get popped up into the air. He's going to jump out of the way from the incoming air shots. He's actually going to probably manage to escort his medic out here, as they are very slow getting in. Talksmack get whacked. As I say that, Rift really going quite aggressive onto the medic of Max. Max is out on a slither of HP, but too easy committed to the frag as well, so they could very easily recontest mid here with a demo advantage, but Saichi's going to get caught out at choke, waiting for a crossbow, I believe that was. I would have liked to see them recontest here, especially with Seraph in and, like, seemingly behind. He's jumping around on mid, causing a lot of distraction. They're going to lose the cap here. The side of MORTified, and Seraph is going to go down. They really should have contested that there. I'm not too sure I agree with that positioning, and Huffy is still alone at choke. He's going to be needing to call his team to get up to them, but yeah, not a great decision there by MORTified, I don't think. As Max is going to get in trouble here, he's going to get taken down.
Oh, and that's just sloppy. They let him walk straight in. They were way too aggro, considering their play disadvantage. Zylo finally gets traded off, but it's for a demo man and a medic, and finally is going down. Sort of tries to bomb into the medic, and it's not going to get anything done yet. The medic goes to the spoil. Oh, Bat Heavy absolutely taking Miyagi to the Bat Cave, and it's just going to be two players defending last, and it looks like Rift is feeling it because he's jumping. He's trying to jump to the point, but he messes up his jump. He ends up on Max, almost kills him. But Onage doesn't try and follow up on the damage, and a soldier bomb is going to try also need a Max. Max,
well done, Max.
Yeah, I mean, whether that's Max playing well, good evasion around corners, or it was a bit of a misplay from the other team. But they're not comfortable pushing out, it seems, which is, oh no, I lied. They started to move out now kind of late, and I might see some aggression coming out because of it, but I will bite my tongue because they're not.
Yeah, very fair. Anything you want to add, Liz? Anything that you've seen so far?
I don't know, Max sort of keeps getting caught out in weird positions and he just doesn't really die because of it, which is odd.
Yeah. Like, weird positions, I imagine he's not getting heals on his team in those situations, though. That's sort of what I'm seeing, and he's not building as ideally. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, like, he's just ending up too far forward and leaving places too late, and just being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Just general bit of brain delay. I think we both know a gamer just like that, Liz. That's a damn shame, but, no, he's been, I don't know, he's had his moments, but he's had his moments as well, has Max, so he's putting in a solid game so far. Actually losing their Uber advantage again, though, which has been a little bit of a feature of MORTified's play, if I'm honest. A random dead dude's going to get caught out by Roof, though, sort of trying to get a little bit cheeky in that IT side, hiding, but it's going to be on Talksmack get whacked to push here. They're playing relatively conservatively, and let's see what they're able to get done, as they're holding the choke very aggressively. Seraph, you can't afford to die here, man. He's gonna land on the high ground. Well played him. He did manage to get a lot of damage onto the demo, as we saw on Snakewater, but yeah, really on Talksmack to do something here.
I think the fact that both teams are having trouble over pushing is keeping this going and flowing. Too easy just gets cleaned up by a demo man. I didn't see what happened there. Maybe it was a trap, or Huffy just played the spam game better. A soldier gets in deep, but he's still gonna get the scout after he gets suspended. And a soldier, very lit, goes down to 50, needs to take kills and just soak them while he gets out. Bat Heavy ends up cleaning up Rift, and it's going to be a mid cap, and hopefully a push into second if they start moving right now.
Yeah, it's exactly right, and that looks like what they're going to do. Xylife and Rift still a little while away from their spawn. Rift is going to be spawning up now, but Seraph is probably going to get caught out a little bit aggressively here, but Max is milking like a proper Farmer Brown there. That is well played by him. They're going to have a better Uber, but is that... Oh, Onage is just going to get spanked by Mort there. Really well played. He sort of did the little bit of a dance with the latter half of the Uber, waited for this Uber to fade him with his 185 to take the duel, but then no, he just got two-shot. But they actually have managed to recontest and hold this second here, have Talksmack. So like that's solid play by them. Then the flank of MORTified needs to be very, very careful. They just managed to squeak out without collecting a frag on the random dead Roma. But again, a bit of a reset there, despite the much better Uber from MORTified.
Seems really uncomfortable. Like they just, it's so. Like, I think it's evident how awkward they feel like their pushes are. Like, they're breaking through, but it just seems once they've broken, they don't really know what to do, who to focus, where to go. And they're just kind of standing there and absorbing damage because they don't really seem to have the direction needed to make these pushes work. But it does look like someone did get aggro in sewer there, but nothing came of it. And Rift's taking a buff here, so we might be seeing maybe a sack. Yeah, he's going to his choke here. But he's doing a dance and he's just gonna get spotted. Oh, he's still gonna try and jump. No, just playing sewer. Okay. He might aggress sewer in a bit. He's been doing that recently.
Yep, I don't know, it's weird again though. Like, I want to see the, honestly, just send the random dead dude sack. I don't see any downside to doing it at this point. They're trying to, like, take a pick into sewer, see if they can bait someone into it or catch someone napping, but it looks like a random dead dude is actually going to work all the way up onto bats with Nexus now. They probably could have gone for something there, but Rift is going to get a really fat bomb on Fin to stroke. He's going to do a lot of damage that doesn't quite manage to kill a lot of buff players. That's quite unlucky there by Rift. He took down the demo especially low. Seraph is eating a lot of damage in the choke, and he just manages to eat a crossbow, I think that was, as he got popped up. So they need to be really careful here. They need to stop picking this choke to get the Seraph. My goodness, dude, he's just farming that damage taken stat at the moment, as Xylife is going to go down to Nexus, and Nexus is going to go down to Onage, so that's just a scout trade in the IT area.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, they're not taking these advantages, like when players are going down, like they're usually retrading players back. It's just a bit uncomfortable, and they're starting to move forward a little bit in this choke. But this is this weird thing is, like, I think maybe... Oh, Xylife on Sniper, so that's something new to maybe break it. Honestly, this isn't my favorite place to run a Sniper, so if I was on the side of MORTified, I'd probably just aggress IT maybe, try and get forward onto them, use the Sniper to your advantage, where you can just aggro scouts into them with a little less congestion. But they know they're the sub now, so they should be playing around it.
Yeah, I don't know, that's the sort of, getting into the long haul here. Huffy's going to jump out of choke, sort of doing his darndest to avoid that sniper sight line. A random dead dude's going to go in, and he's actually going to take down the... No, that's the demo again. I don't know, like, this is starting to become a very common factor, and I don't know if it is on too easy, getting caught out in, like, some weird positions a lot, because he is dying a lot. They're going to Uber very, very aggressively, though, and very early because of that sniper. Meow is actually not popped off her Uber yet, but they are going to find the sniper with that Uber. The counter Uber is going to come out. Huffy is going to get taken down, as is Seraph, sort of lingering on the point there. They're going to be getting out through ITR, the combo of MORTified, and they're going to not be allowed to do it for free, but Onage sort of feeding into two healed scouts there, and the two healed scouts are just going to aggress forward. They should go to second, guys. They're both turning around to try and fight a soldier, which they do eventually take down, but there's a medic from AV1 going down here. Oh, Meow is so hurt. Max, you need to get the medic kill. Max is so lucky there, but Meow is possibly even luckier, but she is not going to be able to get out there, which is a shame in the end. But this is looking like a definite last push for the side of MORTified, as Random Dead Dude is going to be able to walk in and is clearing the stickies off the point. There's still a couple of players down, are the other Talksmack at wacked side, but the positioning was just sort of, and the lack of heals on the side of MORTified just made them sort of want to call it quits on that. I hope they've gone... No, they haven't gone crits. I'm going to keep hoping they do.
I don't know, the crits, especially because Xylife is literally on energy every single time they've been pushed to last. I kind of agree with sticking with the super. I just hope they play right around the sentry. Like, go like, they have the snipers that's a bit awkward, but if they can take right control, they can really make this last their own. Is that the level 3 up? And they do have an advantage, but I don't know if they're going to use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty significant advantage, and the one time they've been building just with Seraph on the equalizer and some crossbow building as well, as you said. I hope they use this. I hope they're really feeling themselves, because this is one of those players. They do have that sentry in that same spot that caught them out last time, but Seraph is just doing the same thing where he's just peeking through door 1. They're not going to use it. I can already see it in their sort of positioning and body language, and that's a real shame. They've got to back themselves if they are going to go out of the way to do something like arrow building. I think, anyway, as it looks like a random dead dude's going to randomly just get funneled into 1, and that's going to be the end of his life. I imagine we'll see him spawning up on Sniper. Meow is going to eat a little bit of spam, but let's see what they opt to do. They actually do manage to get the counter-sack off, which is something, weirdly enough, we haven't seen Talksmack get whacked yet.
Yeah, they never counter-sack, and that's part of the reason I think these stalemates are happening, is when a player does sack from the side of MORTified, nothing happens from the other side. They just chill out and wait. Just finally see a counter-stack might... I just realised this. How long is it? This is a 20-minute round so far. So, or 18. It's almost 2 minutes on this round so far. Not a single exchange. So, hopefully we do see something like a random dead dude on sniper, and so is Onage. A random dead dude obviously has had way more effect than Onage has thus far, at the very least, and he has been called out. And random dead dude. The body shot, I think.
Oh, for shame, Onage. He did the second scoping thing, and he is eventually going to get taken down by the Mac and a body shot. And this is going to really open up some angles for a random dead dude, and this is what he's going to like, because he's actually managed to take down Rift, and he's going to take down Too Easy as well. They can't allow him to sniper to get there. That's really, really abnormal. That level of.
It's a 4K.
I'm not really sure I want to commend that, because that's disgusting, and yeah. He definitely carries them for. He definitely carries them to that last push, but yeah, no, I'm not sick. I'm concerned, if nothing else. But take me to milligrams. That's I'm
gonna watch a random dead dude, because who else do you watch? Because he's doing so much. I believe he's playing the Roma. He's been switching a little bit because of that shotgun play. He is on the Roma. Jumps right, does the standard Roma stuff and hard for his team. He does get a bit of spam onto players on top left. Let's see if he can get any aggression, which he is doing now. He gets onto the soldier and pack a good play, because now they don't have very good help, especially on the flank, and he goes for the air shot. He misses it just, and yeah, aggression from both sides now. Both of them's health is very bad, but the positioning is kind of more aggressive-sided for MORTified, and Soldier's going to probably clean up. Yeah, Soldier cleans up Rift, and Silent caught him mid, so they're going to start backing out of this mid with their medic scout demo. Scout's going to go down, and I was the side of MORTified. I keep chasing her, and it looks like that's what Bat Heavy wanted to do, but not going to happen as he gets cleaned up by Too Easy.
Not much really to say about them, mainly because I wasn't watching it. I'm a bad caster, but really well played there. Meowie to get out, so it's going to be another even over situation, and I do believe that will be another. Actually, no, Rift is going to be bombing out very, very aggressively. He's trying to credit to him for trying to take the initiative, but I don't think that's the high probability play there. As Xylife is going to be up on the sniper for the first time this fixture. Actually, he's going to be scoping in around door 1, but a random dead dude is going to counter second, just get destroyed. I think he ate like 3 rockets there, and yet somehow Onage is the only one that gets any real credit. But well played there. Actually going to get forced is Meow though in door 2 by Seraph, so well played there aggressively by Seraph again. Max is sort of just Max surfs himself out, and Onage is going to go down to the pistol of Mort, but they've put a lot of space between themselves and the MORTified who have Talksmack get whacked. As you have been watching Zaichi, I imagine that is what's happening.
Yeah, okay, so Zaichi ran in door 1, got a meat shot on Onage. Onage failed to hit his entire clip. Both scouts didn't do any damage to each other. The sniper went to help Onage, missed every single clip on his SMG, and then finally Mort killed, or Zaichi killed the sniper, no, the scout, and then the sniper still could kill Zaichi on 2 health, run point before he finally got cleaned up by a soldier. So Zaichi on sniper now actually, and he's going to be playing from sewer entrance, which is a pretty decent place to be. Ooh, he almost hits the medic, but ends up whiffing his shot, and it's just going to be him and a demo man getting out of sewer, and Onage gets aggressive straight onto Mort and gets his revenge. And he gets the demo man. Not a bad play.
Yeah, he's finally going to get taken down by Nexus as the cap onto 2 is finally going to go down for Talksmack Get Wacked, as they were fighting very forward there, and credit to them, but a random dead dude has got that spider sense. He is smelling out a frag. He is in behind them at the moment, as is Nexus. He's going to get the distraction from Nexus, but he's actually going to beef a lot of rockets there onto Meowie, and a good hold there by Meow to there, knowing that she was safe to not pop. I want to commend that medic play. Well played.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been like any huge surfs or any like giant crossbow plays, but she's been doing a general good job overall, keeping her Ubers safe from runners. No terrible drops or anything like that. The only thing that was questionable so far that I remember at least is the trap that she dropped to, but apparently her teammate called no traps anyway, so Huffy actually cleans up Oni straight away onto this Uber, and Max is caught in, but he doesn't get punished because Too Easy is missing his shots, and he's probably going to still get cleaned up. Ooh, he grabs the pack, and oh my god, can the scout help him? No, the scout is... I'm dumb, and the scout was the scout shooting? Okay, I'm gonna ignore that. A scout goes forward to try and kill Huffy, and Huffy is not hitting his shots. It's just Xylife alone, 30 health. And he's behind.
Yeah, he's a long way behind, and he's going to meet a low health bat heavy as well, Nexus. They're both going to get the packs and sort of go for a little bit of a derpy duel on mid, and it's going to be won by a low health Nexus. Well played there to win the duel, backing himself. Meanwhile, a random dead dude has been capping up on the mini spire here, so that is a lot of forward spawns and positioning in favour of MORTified that they managed to gather up while a lot of the Talksmack side were down. I'm going to keep hoping that he's on crits and keep being disappointed by Max, so that's what I'm seeing here. No defensive crits either. That would be some ballsy stuff there, as we have got 6 minutes left here on Process. That is the second map of this grand final. If you are just joining us, MORTified won the first map of Snakewater, which was their pick by a score of 2-0, and it is currently 1-0 here on the second map of Process, which was Talksmack Get Wax picked, and they need to find something happening here. They can't sit here and defend last for 6 minutes, and I wouldn't put it past MORTified here to just keep sending some random dead dude sacks and sort of park the bus a little bit here.
Yeah, definitely. Random dude getting forward. I'm hoping he comes up sniper, because that's been the most fun I've had watching him snipe probably this entire series. It's been disgusting getting that 4K, but Xylife's actually on the sniper in lobby, and he might be able to kill a scout. He misses his shot and probably gets called out. And Wolf is going to get traded out by Seraph, and a random dead dude deciding to off pass or not. He ends up staying on Soldier. We'll see what they do, because they do trade this Uber out, and it is going in the way of MORTified right now as they're trying to get that door on.
The back cap is on as well. Nexus is going to win the 1v1 with Xylife. He's going to find Rift there as well, but Zaichi is going to manage to come in, but in the meantime, the rest of... Oh my god, huge double air pipe there from Too Easy onto a random dead dude. I thought that was definitely going in the favor of MORTified there, but he's managed to put out a lot of damage onto that last point there, but this again, it just plays into MORTified's hands. They've got enough frags so that Talksmack Get Whacked don't want to push out, and they're just happy to camp up on second here, and this is exactly what needs to happen. They need to go to Talksmack Get Whacked, but with their demo man going down and their pocket getting air shot, this is not going to be an easy task. Only just going to float in and get the kill onto the medic, but that's going to be about it, as we're going to see a back cap play going off. It's not quite going to work out, but it's just Meow and Xylife against 4 fragging classes up on the field, and they're going to focus down those 2 frags, and it's going to be 2-0. They need to come out with some really quick rounds here. Don't they, Liz? I want you to sort of hit me with some analysis on our way to the next mid. They need to really lift up again here, do Talksmack Get Whacked.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just sort of like, those last pushes were really bad, as in they kept on going in one at a time, and it wasn't really coordinated, but I guess they do have the time to. But I don't know, I think Talksmack Get Whacked just wasn't really paying attention well enough, and like, making the best of their situation.
Yeah, exactly right. They sort of got caught out by that backup a little bit. Rift did do the fast rollout onto that mid, and he's going to take down Huffy, and with a random dead dude on Sniper, this is not exactly an ideal situation, as he's going to actually prove me wrong and dome the demo man as he's continued to do this entire fixture. Yeah, so that's going to put the player advantage back into the favour of the MORTified squad, as they're going to pick up the flanking Xylife scout as well here. They are going to manage to retake this mid, but they need to really take the initiative here to Talksmack Get Whacked if they don't want this to be the end of their S. Oh my goodness, Seraph. I was about to say they have...
No, 3.
That was 3. That was just 3 fat rockets into a choke and a force. Really well played there by Seraph, and he's still hungry. He's gone last. He's thought about going last, and he got Meow down very low. Rift has taken a fight with Zaichi in IT, and he's going to bomb in onto the demo man more than the medic, it looks like. He might be able to find the frag on the Huffy, but it got turned around there a little bit by the scout of Nexus, I believe that was, and he's going to get taken down by Seraph, but Seraph still has an Uber to work with. Through all that, they didn't pop, as the Talk Smack Wack players are going to try and contest this second, try and get something going, catch them with their pants down maybe, but they're going to find 2 frags immediately for the pop. No defensive off classes up on the side of Talk Smack Get Whacked, as I'm going to continue to say that that team name really quickly, and it's very annoying, but there we go. Max has been trying for it all game. He's finally going to get his 2k on that last push, and I do believe that will be GG's called, and that will be all she wrote, with 3 maps, it being 3-0 on the second map here for MORTified.
Yeah, this is the thing I've been noticing is, like, 2easy has been hitting a lot of middies, but like, he's been dying so much in these fights. Not only fights, even in holds, he's been getting killed by just either random soldiers' aggression or just spam, and it's been opening up a lot of aggression over the entire map. We'll see if they could clinch out 1 round, but it's possible for them to win, I believe, so we'll see if they end up at least pulling something together. So, because so far in the series, they haven't gotten a single round, rather, so... Orange trying to take a fight, he ends up winning, and this is definitely room for them to do something. They're heavy! Seraph on heavy, family business heavy, so...
Yeah, he did learn that from the best Highlander team in the entire world, I think you'll find. Isn't that right, Liz?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So, 2 up. Not looking great, as they're going to probably cap this mid up, and a random dead dude forward could clean up a soldier. He misses his first shot, and they do call him out. See what they end up doing to play around the sniper, because, yeah, like I said, it's still not impossible to get around, and they did seem to realise that in second when they push full to Uber disadvantage, just trying to get something done. 2easy walking forward, they're going to get Ubered on, and 2easy's going to die first, and Heavy's going to probably get caught out, and maybe, never mind, so he gets punched in the stomach by a random dead dude, and just, yeah, double sniper here, nobody's really taking it that seriously. See if they might actually be able to pull out this round again and make this a 4-0, which is a bit of a less respectable margin, as random dead dude is not missing, and he's gonna go forward into left. I'm gonna hope that they don't give away this round when they have 2 snipers, but it does look like that isn't gonna happen, as they're gonna be just 1 player up, and it's a family business heavy. So I'm gonna be very disappointed if they give up this round now.
Yeah, with 30 seconds left, this is just sort of dead time though. So I want to be the first to congratulate MORTified, a very solid season and a very solid final series, not dropping a single map at all this finals, on becoming the ozfortress season 19 not the Prem champions. My god, that'd be a big gap, but they are going to become the open division champions and win themselves an promotion into intermediate if they so desire, as the Sentry is going to find a fair few frags on mid, and that is going to be GG's called. So congratulations to MORTified and to their squad, their entire squad, including the 2 North American invite players who could not be here tonight for this victory, but well played to them, a very deserving season. They've played excellently.
We're going to be doing interviews tonight?
Yeah, we will. I will keep them quiet for the time being if we want to go through logs very quickly.
Yep.
Alright, as Wiethoofd is going to bring them up onto stream momentarily. They are here in Mumble for our casting friends. Yeah. Logs are on screen now. Let's sort by damage straight away. I don't think anyone's surprised by that top damage.
Yeah, that's not at all surprising. Random dude was doing a lot in those fights, all around doing so much, and yeah, it's no surprise that that's shown in his logs. 21 to 17, 300 DPM, something you'd always want to see from your Roma, your soldier, and the thing really. Overall, another thing I'm noticing again is pretty much identical stats when I'm looking at it. He's not hitting the 200 DPM again, and his other scout only hitting 150, and only took a little less heals this time, only hitting a 17% mark, but it's still a lot considering you're not hitting that 200 DPM mark.
Yeah, I do want to actually draw attention to another potential, I don't know, that's a... Whoops, I pressed the wrong button there. A little bit of a bummer there. Rift, who we really hyped up in the pregame, going 6 for 24 with 191 DPM. He'll be disappointed with that because he is a better player than those stats would indicate. Another big one, though, coming out. Another strong performance by Huffy. Not quite hitting the same amount of pipes that we saw him hit on Snakewater, but putting out a very, very respectable amount of damage. And with that, I will unmute them in Mumble here. So I want to congratulate 3 members of our Open Champions, MORTified this season. And if I'm getting this correct, we do have Huffy, we do have Bat Heavy, and we do have Mort here in Mumble. How are you going, guys? Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Yeah. What did you guys think about the matchup? Like, were you confident in your win? Were you thinking it could be closer? What do you guys think coming into it?
I think we were hoping for a peak performance from the semis, and we were fairly confident.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't exactly perform as well as I would have preferred, but
Fair enough.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a bit closer.
Oh, but the end they're coming out from Texas. Alrighty, my first question to you, Huffy.
yes.
I have seen you perform very well over the course of the last 2 seasons. I'm very proud of you putting out the big numbers. Snakewater's famously a map that demos kind of hate. It's like no secret that Cadus absolutely loathes playing Snakewater, but you just seem to be having the time of your life there. Is that sort of a map that you've got figured out or something like that? You're hitting everything, dude.
Oh, it's all on the rollout. If you enjoy the rollout, you enjoy the rest of the game.
It's fair enough. It's some very fundamental sort of stuff. Alrighty, I will go over to Nexus next. Nexus, why are you bat heavy?
I'm bat heavy.
Right, moving right along then to Zaichi, to Mort, the namesake of MORTified, dude. Well, first of all, congratulations. What do you think was the sort of key to your success there on Snakewater? Because I think everyone who watched the stream and anyone who's in here knows that what the key to your success on Process was. But what did you guys sort of see in Snakewater? Why was that your pick, and what did you do right?
I think we really like Snakewater because it lets us be very aggressive and play to our strengths. So we don't have to defend so much and rely on our soldiers to hold those tropes as much as in maps like Granary.
Yeah, that's very fair. Alrighty. Gramps, do you have any questions that you wanted to pose?
It's the same old stuff. Like, what do you think the other team could have done to give you a better run for your money?
Oh.
Not bleed so much.
Yeah, fair enough. That's all my questions, Yauch.
Liz, do you have anything you wanted to ask them?
Yeah, do you reckon, all the stalemates, do you reckon that was because of you guys or because of the other team?
Yeah, throw someone on the bus, guys, go.
Like, from my point of view, it seemed like the issue was they weren't really sending counter sacks to your sack, so it just kind of meant that, you had to keep sacking until something would happen. That's true, or...
Yeah, they weren't doing much.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's fair enough. But I'll sort of adapt to Liz's question a little bit. There were both much higher scores on the same 2 maps in the upper page playoff. Do you think both teams approached this a little bit more did you guys definitely approach this a little bit more conservatively, knowing it was for all the biscuits, as it were?
Yeah, certainly around 10 minutes left in both maps, we just started to play a lot more passively and stopped trying to go for round wins as much.
Yeah, I think all the stalemates were because we were playing for time most of the time. Once we got around.
That's fair enough. So you guys just parking the bus, doing your thing.
Yeah, they weren't doing much.
Thank you, Nexus. Hello, Seraph. How are you? No? Okay, he's not.
Hello?
Hello, Seraph.
I was writing down the list of people I should shout out to.
Alright, well, I'll let you, try and spell them out and, make sure you spell them right in crayon. I'll leave you to your list. Any last questions that you wanted to pose, guys?
No, I'm all good.
Alright, very fair then. We will start with some shoutouts then. Unfortunately, we do not have end of a season awards to give out just yet, so if you are one of those teams in Discord and you have not been behaving yourself, you have not been nice, and have not submitted your votes yet, be sure to get right on that. I want you to do that the moment this stream goes offline. So be sure to get on top of that, guys, so we can release votes as soon as possible. We will start at the top of the list with Donkeyhead, aka Liz, with her fantastic casting debut tonight. Do you have any shout-outs you want to give, Liz?
To my true loves, Decap and Moist.
That is very fair. Working down the list, Huffy, do you have any shout-outs to give?
Shout out to Max, Spin, of course Randy, Pinger, who probably isn't watching because she doesn't like me. To Andre, and for Randy, shoutouts to Samuel, Brandon, Arwen, Richard, Miru, Ferris, and that's it.
I'd like to shout out my extended family too. Thank you, Huffy. Next is down to you.
I'd like to shout out Big Mika.
Anyone else?
And the whole of MORTified.
Alright, very fair then. Gramps, caster extraordinaire, any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, let me think. Shout out to Open Players, because that was really fun to watch. Shout out to Slidey Bat, Ivan, and Noeski. Oh, and Modus. Yep.
Seraph, how's your crayon list going? Are you ready to give us some shout-outs here, or should we come back to you?
I will name them now. Shoutouts to the ozfortress admin for running this season. My whole team MORTified. Choppy for moral support. Yauch for teaching me stuff. Harvey, Bunnies, Apples, Spin, Snowy, Whiner, Absolute, no more Asian names, Andre, Mugod, Charlo, and Chubbs for being a meme lord.
Anyone else you want to get there, Seraph? Did you get everyone?
Hold on, I'm looking at my friends list right now. I'm joking.
For God's sake, no. I'm going to mute you, Seraph. Thank you for that. Alright, thank you, Seraph. Down to Mort, Zaichi. You are lucky last other than me. Any shout-outs you want to give, buddy?
Shout-outs to all the frequent members of Cause Mumble. Shout-out to Aoife for being my favourite North American weeb and a good sub. Shout-outs to Ceres and Pluto for being dwarf planets.
Alright,
fair enough then. I want to give a shout out to invite Sadden baggers from all walks of life who have ended up in ozfortress Open, be that Dolphin Rider, be that Ether, or be that Lord of the Boys. Congratulations on playing Open. I also want to give a shout out to us here at TF Live. Wiethoofd as well always gets hearts in chat. I want to see some hearts for Wiethoofd. But this Wednesday, guys, the big one. We will get the intermediate final done as soon as they organise when it is going to goddamn be. I don't know when that is just yet, but Wednesday, guys, the best of 5 between Jasmine C and No Safe Word, casted right here by a panel of just about everyone that you can think of who's been involved in the cast this season that isn't playing, of course. That's going to be a really, really exciting one. The event is up on TF TV. If Foslam wants to spam that in chat, it will be a really, really, really good match, guys. It'll be hype as hell, so shout out to TF Live for covering that one. We hope to see you then. I will also give our shout out to Sean because his TV thing has been absolutely excellent. Apart from that, I think, unless I've forgotten anyone, that should be it, guys. Congratulations to MORTified, the ozfortress Season 19 Open Champions, and if you guys are planning on sticking around next season, you will get that automatic promotion into Intermediate. Very well deserved. Congratulations as well to Talk Smack Get Whacked for 2nd place, and to Sand People for 3rd place in Open. Well done, everyone. Well played season. Thank you, everyone, for being such good sports in Open. Last shout out I want to give is to Broken Spawn Doors. Catch you later, everyone, and thanks for coming out.